So this example is going to be looking at an exercise I call tabletop t-shirt sizing. This here is our product owner, John. He's also one of the developers. The nice thing about this type of estimating exercise is we don't have to limit it to software development or Scrum. We can also use it for other types of development, such as construction. In our case, the product that we're going to be building is a man cave. So,
man cave and garage.
There you go. So let's get into the tabletop t-shirt estimation.
Okay.
That's what it's called. And the way it works is we identify the smallest thing here as far as getting it done. So
the least amount of time.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's our starting point. You identify the one that's the least amount of time, and then we'll put it wherever it goes. Put it right here, and this will be the smallest size. And then we're going to move it up. Anything that takes twice as long will go into this group. Twice as long as that will go into this group, and twice as long as that will go into this group.
All right. Well, this will probably take. I mean, I'll have that done in a quarter of a day, probably.
Okay. Perfect.
So then.
So
half a day.
Half a day is the smallest t-shirt size we can do.
I would say that half a day, gutters and downs. Well, no, that might even be a quarter day. I'll put that with the concrete. Landscape, half a day. Windows are probably going to be a full day.
So as a side note right here, I'd just like to tell you that once we have the sizes identified, we can then go and assign points to each size. So in other words, typically we'd use Fibonacci numbers, and you can use however you want. If we're going to stick with the small, medium, large, extra large, you could use, say, small is equal to 1, medium is equal to 3, large is equal to 8, and then extra large could be 13, just as an example. And then you just assign the numbers, you add them all up, and then you have the size of your backlog. This is a real lot. This is what we consider an epic, so it's going to be probably going to have to break it down again. If we were, if we were going to use this and put it into a product backlog, you'd have to break it down again and re-estimate it. So this is basically too large to really accurately estimate right now.
Okay.
The rest of this, we don't know if it'll take a half a day or more than that. Well, these half a day or more, but at least once we get this all together and we put it onto the backlog, we'll be able to then get our velocity.